We've done a 2022, background analysis, and we found, obviously, and I think that is not the only one we are not the only one saying that, it's ransomware is still there, with representing 35% of the threat today. So it's top one, but 35% mean that there is obviously much more other kind of threats. We've seen in 2022 resurgence of DDoS attacks as well, and phishing. Phishing came out roughly 20 years ago now, and attackers are still using very simple techniques sometimes, just because they are very efficient. So we've seen DDoS attacks, ransomware, phishings, but we also have seen in 2022 definitely nation-state attacks coming back, and hacktivists, which are as well there in the threat landscape, which is new as well because we didn't have that for a long time. So those are the main categories, if you want, and some little techniques I just mentioned based on the threat landscape report we published 2 weeks ago. Yeah, very interesting. We also published earlier this year, a study regarding metaverse, because metaverse is very brand new. I think it's like all the kind of digital transformation we've seen very quick during the past 3 years, with COVID and all other new elements that the industry has changed. And when there is a digital transformation, mainly very quick and mainly obviously driven by the business, there is a risk. And each and single risk is an opportunity as well, because each and single risk is opening doors within the attack surface. So we've seen the metaverse as a jump into a new world for everyone, as well as a new world for the attackers as well, because they've seen some implementation, if you want, which are completely not under control anymore. So this is a brand new space, and this is also the brand new space for attackers. In the threat landscape report, we said ransomware today is like business as usual. Okay, so obviously we have to continue to understand how they are working, and the ransomware ecosystem has changed as well. We are coming from the time of the very big groups like County, and we are very happy that County the code has been leaked as well, but they've transformed themselves like much more specialized group, targeting, very, focused to a target. I could mention, the Vice Society group that has attacked roughly 14 schools in the UK. So very, very targeted. Also a university in Germany. But we also have seen very brand new techniques like the Lapsus group, which is doing extortion only, wiping data instead of encrypting data. And that is new. And we've seen that as a new techniques. In fact, at the end of the day, it's perhaps easier. You are compromising a system, but instead of try to encrypt it because it's long and sometimes complex, you just delete it, exfiltrate the data and just wipe it. So it's quite simple, So we've seen that, and we think as well we will see that as a trend in 2023, because what is important for us is to look, ahead and not just understand what's happened before. Another very important element we've seen is, but we knew that and we are claiming that for a while, that the majority of the attacks are using known vulnerabilities, and I will add very well-known vulnerabilities, vulnerabilities which are here for many years. And the last one, very fresh, which is not even in the report. It's an attack that occurred last week against a company that was having a remote worker, which was a developer, and he has a Plex, which is, a media server in his laptop. This vulnerability has been, in fact, published by Tenable 3 years ago. So all in all, this one is a very good example because very well-known vulnerability, a remote worker, and a DevOps within the DevOps cycle. So the risk was high from an identity perspective. I think this one is a clear example that can bring everything together. So you can see my accent, I'm French, I'm based in France, and JISEC is clearly for me like the wow event. This is a big event, very amazing, a lot of people, a lot of exchange, a lot of customers as well. We used to have some events where you have only students or partners. We have also some partners, which is great, but we have a very quality event, very intense as well. So I've been here last year, I'm here this year, I hope I will be next year.